in court today. It was about a 90-minute hearing.
This isn't going to end well for you, Blake. Sorry.
In a world where sometimes people judge you before they give you a chance.
Justin Baldoni just landed a massive legal win against Blake Lively, and the courtroom drama was nothing short of explosive. The stakes were already sky high, but after today, things just took a brutal turn for Blake, and the fallout is about to be devastating. The hearing lasted 90 minutes, but that was all Baldoni needed to send Blake's legal team into full-blown panic mode. One ruling after another went in his favor, and by the time the session wrapped up, it was clear. This wasn't just a minor victory. It was a game-changer. Blake Lively had sued Baldoni for a jaw-dropping $250 million, claiming he engaged in misconduct that left her reputation in shambles. But Baldoni wasn't about to sit back and take it. Instead, he hit back with an even bigger $400 million countersuit, accusing her of extortion and defamation. After months of heated exchanges, the war officially moved to the courtroom, setting the stage for one of the biggest Hollywood legal showdowns in recent history. The tension was palpable from the moment the session began, and it quickly became clear Blake's side was not
Blake
prepared
has
for
two
what
choices.
was coming. Baldoni's powerhouse attorney, Brian Fredman, came in swinging, relentless, ruthless, and ready to destroy. His aggressive approach left Blake's legal team visibly shaken. One of her lawyers even tried to shut him down with a gag order, desperate to keep him from making more explosive public statements. But the judge wasn't having it. With a swift decision, the request was denied. The court made it very clear. If Blake's team had been freely speaking to the media, why should Baldoni be silenced? This was a major first win for Baldoni's side, but things were about to get even worse for Blake. Blake's attorneys tried again, arguing frantically that Fredman's constant media presence was making it impossible for them to keep up. Every time they prepared a rebuttal, he had already dropped another bombshell. But once again, the judge dismissed their complaints. Then came the moment that sent shockwaves through Blake's team. Baldoni had launched a website dedicated to the case. His plan: to upload every piece of evidence, legal documents, video footage, text messages, all for the public to see. Blake's lawyers were furious. They accused Baldoni of trying to manipulate public opinion before the trial even started, calling it highly improper. But Fredman was ready. He reminded the court that Blake had done the exact same thing, running to the New York Times to drop her accusations without giving Baldoni a chance to respond. The hypocrisy was glaring. If Blake had been allowed to use the media to smear Baldoni, then why shouldn't he be able to fight back? The argument landed hard, and the judge sided with Baldoni once again. But that wasn't even the biggest blow of the day. In a desperate last-ditch move, Blake's legal team begged the court to let her choose who would question her during her deposition. Clearly, they were terrified of putting her in front of Fredman. Once again, the judge shut them down immediately. Blake would not get to handpick her interrogator. She was going to have to face whoever the court assigned, whether she liked it or not. By the end of the hearing, Blake's team looked defeated. They had lost every major argument, and instead of slowing down Baldoni's legal team, they had only given him more opportunities to strengthen his case. The ruling sent shockwaves through Blake's camp, and the frustration was undeniable. Her lawyers knew what was coming next. Fredman was going to tear through her defense like a wrecking ball. And Blake, she had every reason to be afraid. A deposition isn't a Hollywood interview where she can dodge questions with carefully crafted PR answers. This is sworn testimony. Every single word she says can and will be used against her in court. Her legal team had scrambled desperately to keep Fredman away from her, but they had failed miserably. The question now was, why? If Blake was so confident in her accusations, why was she fighting so hard to avoid questioning? If she had nothing to hide, wouldn't she want to go on record? Wouldn't she be eager to let the truth come out? Instead, she and her team had thrown out excuse after excuse, doing everything they could to block Baldoni's team from getting her in that room. But the judge wasn't fooled. He denied their request yet again, dealing another crushing blow to Blake's side. It was clear this case was slipping completely out of her control. And then came the most earth-shattering ruling of the day. The lawsuits were being merged into one massive case. That meant there wouldn't be years of back-and-forth legal battles. Instead, this was going to be a high-stakes, no-holds-barred courtroom war. It's almost painful to watch. Every attempt to muzzle Baldoni has been shot down by the judge, and now they have no way to stop his team from exposing every piece of evidence they've collected. And let's be honest, if Blake had the truth on her side, why would she be so terrified of this evidence coming out? What is she so desperate to keep hidden? That's the question everyone is asking right now. Because here's the thing, Justin isn't just winning in court, he's winning the PR war too. His legal team has masterfully turned the narrative around, and now public perception is shifting in his favor. This isn't just about a lawsuit anymore. This is about a battle for power, credibility, and survival in Hollywood. And right now, Baldoni is dominating. And the moment that really sealed it, his website. The second his team launched a site dedicated to exposing the truth, Blake's lawyers went ballistic. They accused him of trying to sway public opinion, but that argument fell apart instantly. Why? Because Blake did the exact same thing first. She ran to the media with her allegations before Baldoni even had a chance to defend himself. Her legal team thought they could control the narrative, but now it's slipping right through their fingers. And with every new document, video, or message that gets uploaded, the case against her is only getting stronger. The public is starting to see the cracks in her story, and some fans, who once stood by her no matter what, are now questioning everything. But if you think that's bad,
Parties, of course, meeting for
wait
the first
until the
time in
depositions
court
start.
today. It was about a
Blake is
90-minute
going to
hearing.
have to
This
sit
isn't gonna
down
end well for you,
and
Blake.
answer every single question. Under oath. No PR spin. No lawyer-approved responses. Just the cold, hard truth. Her legal team did everything in their power to keep her from facing off against Brian Fredman, but they failed spectacularly. The judge was not playing games. Blake doesn't get to pick and choose who questions her. And let's be honest, there's a reason her team was so desperate to keep her away from Fredman. He's known for being relentless, brutal, and completely unforgiving in depositions. He doesn't let anyone off the hook, and he's not going to let Blake slip through his grasp. So the real question is, how will Blake handle it? Because if she cracks under pressure, this could be the moment that destroys her case completely. And let's not forget, this isn't just a legal battle anymore. The entire industry is watching this unfold, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Hollywood may love drama, but it also has a long memory. If Blake comes out of this looking like a liar, a manipulator, or worse, someone guilty of extortion, her career could be finished. Even if she manages to avoid financial ruin, she might never recover her credibility. Because let's be real, who's going to want to work with her after this? Studios don't like controversy that makes them lose money. And right now, Blake is looking more and more like a liability. Her team is in full damage control mode, but there's only so much they can do. And then there's Ryan Reynolds. He's remained shockingly quiet about all of this, but let's be real. He has to be panicking. Because if Blake loses this case, it's not just her reputation on the line, it's their financial future too. A $400 million lawsuit isn't just a setback. It's the kind of loss that could wipe them out completely. Sure, Ryan has money, but not that kind of money. And even if they somehow manage to pay it, the financial damage would be devastating. But money aside, there's something even bigger at stake: their public image. Blake and Ryan have spent years crafting the image of the perfect Hollywood couple. Fun, charming, drama-free. But now, this lawsuit is threatening to tear that image, and if Blake goes down, she might just drag Ryan down with her. That's why people are starting to ask, how much longer will Ryan stand by her? Because if this case goes to trial in 2026, things are going to get ugly. All the evidence will come out. Everything that both sides have been keeping close to their chest will be laid bare for the world to see. And once that happens, there's no turning back. This trial isn't just about justice anymore. It's about survival. The next few months will determine everything. Will Blake find a way to turn this around, or is she on the verge of a catastrophic downfall? Because one thing is for certain: Justin Baldoni isn't backing down. And if she's not careful, this case won't just cost her money. It'll cost her everything. The countdown to one of the most explosive courtroom battles in Hollywood history has officially begun. But at this point, it's looking grim for Blake Lively. She's already lost key pre-trial battles, and the momentum is entirely in Baldoni's favor. Her legal team is desperately trying to regain control, but every attempt to silence Baldoni or shift the narrative has failed spectacularly. The court rulings have consistently gone against her, and now she's facing a brutal high-stakes deposition that could make or break her case. And let's not forget the massive financial threat looming over her. A $400 million judgment against her could be devastating, not just for her, but for Ryan Reynolds as well. This isn't just a lawsuit. It's a war that could wipe out everything they've built. Meanwhile, Baldoni is playing the long game. He's strategically winning over both the court and public opinion, ensuring that every detail of this case is seen and heard. His website, his legal team's aggressive approach, and his unshakable confidence are putting him in the perfect position to destroy Blake's case. So what's next? Blake has two choices: settle before trial and try to salvage what's left of her career and reputation, or dig in her heels and risk complete ruin. Because if this case goes to trial, she'll have nowhere left to hide. And with Baldoni showing no signs of backing down, one thing is clear: Hollywood is about to witness one of the biggest legal battles of the decade. Stay tuned, because when this case explodes, the fallout will be massive.
Parties, of course, meeting for the first time in court today. It was about a 90-minute hearing.
This isn't going to end well for you, Blake. Sorry.
In a world where sometimes people judge you before they give you a chance.
Justin Baldoni just landed a massive legal win against Blake Lively, and the courtroom drama was nothing short of explosive. The stakes were already sky high, but after today, things just took a brutal turn for Blake, and the fallout is about to be devastating. The hearing lasted 90 minutes, but that was all Baldoni needed to send Blake's legal team into full-blown panic mode. One ruling after another went in his favor, and by the time the session wrapped up, it was clear. This wasn't just a minor victory. It was a game changer.